Fear will always try to show up, but you get to decide whether it sits in the passenger seat or takes the wheel. Your breakthrough is on the other side of fear. It's waiting for you, calling to you, daring you to take the first step. So face the fear, feel the fear, and move forward anyway. Because when you do, you'll realize that fear wasn't the giant you thought it was just a shadow. And you're the light. Set intentions, not just goals. Live with purpose every day. Let's start with a question. What is guiding your days? Are you moving through life with a clear sense of who you are and what you want, or are you simply checking off boxes, crossing items off a to-do list, and hoping it all adds up to something meaningful? So often we set goals without connecting them to our deeper why. We say, I want to lose 20 pounds, or I want to make 6 figures, or I want to buy a house, but we never stop to ask ourselves, what does this really mean to me? Why do I want this? Without intention, even when we reach those goals, we can find ourselves feeling empty, unfulfilled, or asking what's next. Living with intention means starting every day with clarity about what truly matters to you. It's not just about achieving something, it's about aligning your actions with your values. It's about making choices that reflect the life you want to create, not just the life you've been handed. Now let's get practical. How do you set intentions, and how is it different from setting goals? Goals are external. They're about outcomes, achieving a promotion, saving a certain amount of money, or hitting a fitness target. Intentions, on the other hand, are internal. They're about how you want to feel and who you want to become in the process. Goals focus on the what, but intentions focus on the why and the how. For example, instead of saying, I want to lose 20 pounds, an intention might be, I want to nurture my body with love and care every day. Instead of saying, I want to get promoted, an intention could be, I want to show up at work with confidence and contribute to something meaningful. Do you see the difference? Goals give you something to achieve, but intentions give your actions meaning. When you set an intention, you create a powerful ripple effect in your life. You start to notice the choices you make, the energy you bring, and the way you show up. Intentions act as an anchor, especially when life gets overwhelming. When things don't go as planned, because let's be honest, they rarely do. Your intention remind you of what truly matters and keeps you grounded. Let me give you an example. Think about the goal of being more productive. Productivity is a great thing, but if you're not careful, it can turn into a never-ending race to do more, achieve more, and be more without stopping to ask why. But when you set the intention to spend my time on what matters most to me, suddenly productivity takes on a whole new meaning. It's no longer about checking off tasks. It's about creating a life that feels aligned with your values. And here's the beautiful thing about intentions: they are fluid and forgiving. Unlike goals, which can feel rigid or unattainable, intentions give you room to grow and evolve. If you fall short of a goal, you might feel like you failed. But with an intention, every small step you take in alignment with your purpose is a success. It's about progress, not perfection. Living with intention requires you to slow down and listen to yourself. It's about taking a moment every morning, every evening, or even in the middle of the day to ask, what do I want this moment to be about? How do I want to show up? What energy do I want to bring into this space? When you live with intention, you move through life with a sense of purpose that no external achievement can give you. You start to realize that the journey is just as important as the destination. You become more present, more mindful, and more connected to your own power. So set the goals, yes, dream big and work hard. But before you do, take a step back and set an intention. Because when you align your goals with your intentions, you're not just chasing success, you're creating a life that feels meaningful, purposeful, and deeply true to who you are. Celebrate your wins. Progress is worth acknowledging. When was the last time you truly celebrated yourself? Not for the big, life-altering achievements, but for the small victories, the quiet progress, the everyday moments when you chose to keep going, even when it wasn't easy. When did you last pause and say, "I'm proud of me"? We live in a culture that glorifies the finish line. We're taught to measure success by grand milestones, graduations, promotions, weddings, big purchases. And while those moments are worthy of celebration, they're not the whole story. The truth is, the life-changing transformations happen in the in-between moments. They happen in the daily grind, in the small, consistent steps you take toward becoming the person you're meant to be. Celebrating your wins, big and small, is not just about giving yourself a pat on the back. It's about acknowledging your progress and affirming your ability to grow, to persevere, and to show up for yourself. It's about saying to yourself, "Look at what I've done. Look at how far I've come. I am capable of so much more." But here's the thing: too often we dismiss our accomplishments. We downplay our progress because it doesn't feel big enough. We say, "Sure, I did that, but it's not a big deal," or "Yeah, I accomplished this, but I still have so much left to do." Sound familiar? Let me tell you something: every step forward, no matter how small, deserves to be honored. Why? Because progress is not guaranteed. Showing up for your life every day is not guaranteed. Choosing to work toward your dreams, to push through fear, to try again after failure, those things are not guaranteed. They take effort, courage, and resilience. And if you're doing those things, even in the smallest ways, you deserve to celebrate that. Now, let's break this down. Celebrating your wins doesn't mean throwing a party for every accomplishment, although if that's your thing, go for it. It's about taking a moment to recognize your effort, to feel proud of yourself, and to let that pride fuel your next steps. Start by reframing what you consider a win is not just landing the dream job or finishing the marathon. A win is sending out that first job application. A win is lacing up your sneakers and going for a 10-minute walk when you didn't feel like it. A win is choosing to have a difficult conversation instead of avoiding it. A win is saying no to something that doesn't align with your values. And here's the secret: when you learn to celebrate the small wins, the big ones become even sweeter. Why? Because you've built a habit of gratitude. You've trained yourself to see the good, to find joy in the journey, and to appreciate the process as much as the outcome. Celebrating your wins also reinforces a mindset of abundance. It shifts your focus from what you haven't done to what you have done. And that shift is powerful. It creates momentum. It builds confidence. It reminds you that you are capable of creating change in your life one step at a time. Let me give you an example. Think about a flower growing in a garden. You don't wait until it's fully bloomed to admire it, do you? No, you celebrate every stage: the first sprout breaking through the soil, the tiny bud forming, the petals beginning to unfold. You honor the process because every stage is part of the miracle. Your progress is no different. So how do you celebrate your wins? It can be as simple as writing them down in a journal. At the end of the day, 3 things you did well, no matter how small. It can be treating yourself to something you enjoy, like a walk in the park or a cup of your favorite coffee. It can be calling a friend and sharing your progress with someone who will cheer you on. And let me say this: don't wait for others to validate your wins. Sometimes people won't notice the effort you're putting in. They won't see the late nights, the hard choices, the inner battles you've overcome. But that doesn't make your progress any less worthy of celebration. You don't need anyone else's approval to celebrate yourself. Every time you acknowledge your progress, you're telling yourself, "I see you, I honor you, I believe in you." That belief is what will carry you through the tough days. It's what will keep you moving forward when the finish line feels far away. Your journey is yours alone, and every step you take is worth celebrating. So don't rush past your progress. Don't diminish your efforts. Take a moment right now to look back at how far you've come. You're doing the work, you're making it happen, and that is worth celebrating. As we stand at the threshold of another year, let me leave you with this: time waits for no one. The days, weeks, and months will pass, whether you use them to their fullest or let them slip away. The power to create the life you desire lies in your hands, your choices, and your willingness to act starting today.